What is up, everyone? This is Gosu here from Serene Art. So today I'm going to show you how to design a simple birthday flyer in 𝒕𝒐𝒓𝒊𝒂𝒃 and also mock it up in 𝒕𝒐𝒓𝒊𝒂𝒃 just like this, right? So without further ado, let's jump into it. Good. So the first thing that we have to do is to start from the default page like this. Then we go ahead, delete this text, and after that we have to set the image size for our work. So we tap here and go to image size. Now the image size, we are going to be using some respective values like 1280 by 85. So let's go 856. Okay, so I think this is okay. Yeah, so let's actually change the background color to, let's say, white. Preferably we are going to change all these things later on, so let's just work with it like this. Okay, now the next thing that we have to do is to bring in our subject and every little thing that we'll be using in this tutorial. So first off, I'll go ahead and import the subject. So I got a picture from the internet and I cropped it, or I used the photo room application to remove the background of it. So I got this picture and I'm going to leave the link in the description so that you download it as well. After this, we need to bring in some background. Okay, so the background I will be using, I'll import it as the main background, straightforward. So I'll pick from gallery and I'm going to select that. Okay, so this is the background that we got over here, and I'm going to import the same background into the working area again. So let me pick it up like this, and what I have to do is to use the relative position tool or relative size tool to keep it up fit like this. Good. After this, I'll tap on a check mark and I have to erase part of it. So I'll go to the eraser tool, increase the size of it and reduce the hardness. After this, I'll just erase this part like this. Okay, so once I'm kind of satisfied with the results, I'll tap on the check mark and this is what I'll be having, right? So I have to push this particular image to the back of the subject. So I want to tap onto back and this is what we'll be having, right? So I have to push this to the other side like this. Okay, I have to make sure it's kind of closer to the edge, and after that I'll make a duplicate of it. So once I make the duplicate of it, what I have to do is to bring the duplicate to the other side here, and I have to go to the crop tool and change the orientation. So I'll tap on this and the orientation will change this way, and after that I'll tap on a check mark. Good. So I just have to bring it back. So quickly, let me lock this layer before I even operate on this one. So it is right here. I just have to put it at the corner here, right? So I have to also push it beneath the subject. So I'll tap onto back like this. Good. I hope you can see how the whole thing is going now. So after this, we can go ahead and lock these layers as well. So now we can activate the lady's picture and see the positioning and see if it is good for us. Good. I think this is okay, so I'll go ahead and lock it. After this, I'll tap on a plus sign over here and select shapes. So I'll probably use this shape and I'll go to the gradient option right here and I'll tap on a plus sign. Then with this gradient effect being selected, I'll select this portion and tap on the color picker tool, then reduce the opacity all the way to 0, which will make it transparent. Good. So this is what we'll be having, and after that I'll tap on this slider and push it all the way up like this. Good. After this, I'll tap on check mark, which is probably the OK, and this is what I'll be having. Good. I hope you can all see what is happening right here. After this, I'll tap on a check mark and I'll go to color, enable it. So after this, I'll have to pick a color from the image. Okay, so probably there are a lot of orange colors in the image, so I actually have this one over here that I want to use. But if you don't know how to pick a color from the image, then you have to tap on a plus sign over here, then tap on the color picker tool here, and after that you select one color from this image. So you can see as I'm moving the color picker over here, the color option at the top right here is changing. So if you take note of that, you can see it as I'm moving this, it is also changing, right? So that is it. So this is what I'll be using. I just have to bring it down a little bit like this and tap on OK. After that, I have to go ahead and lock it. After locking it, then I'll enter the text like happy birthday. So let me just enter the text happy. So I'll make it capitalized and I'll use one font for it. So let me check the font that I can use for it. That will make it look kind of okay. So let me check and see if I should use Montserrat or Go Bold Blue. So let me check Montserrat. So I'm going to pick up Montserrat Black. Now tap on OK. After that, I have to increase the size of it just to fit my design. So I think this is okay for me, and I'm going to change the color to white right after that. Good. So I think I'm loving this. I'm going to use the relative position tool to make sure it is in the middle, and after that I'll go ahead and lock it. So after doing that, I'll type the next text, which is happy birthday. So I'm going to type birthday, so it will be in a lower case. And after that, I have to go ahead and change the font. So let me check the recent fonts that I use. And don't worry, all my fonts that you are seeing over here, you can have access to them in the video link in the description below, right? So you just select the photography font over here and probably increase the size of it a little bit, okay? Then you come down, tap on the check mark, come down and increase the padding so that you see every part of the text clearly. Good. So after this, I'll change the color to pure black like this, and I have to let me make sure the padding is of the same size so that I can position it at the middle perfectly. So right now I can come back to the relative position to then position it at the middle like this. Then I'll try bringing it down just like this. Okay, I think let me just reduce the size a little bit. Well, I think I'm okay with this, so I can now bring it down small. So I'm just using the move tool over here, right? So I think this is okay for me. Good. So what I have to do now is to lock this layer as well. So we are almost done. All right, we are almost done over here. So what we need to do right now is to probably save this work, and after that import it back to add what I call the mocking up process, right? So quickly, let's go ahead and save this work, and I'm going to use the Ultra as I always do. So quickly, I'm saving this work, and after that I'll go to the default page and I'll delete this text. Then I'll set my background color to white initially. I'm just going to put it at white, right? So once we change the background color to white, you probably have to go ahead and import your image that you want to use, the image we just designed, the birthday flyer. So I'm just going to pick it up quickly. So it is right here, and I'll tap on a check mark. After that, I'll go ahead and use the relative position tool to position it at the middle like this. Good. So I'll go ahead and lock it up in the middle like this. After this, I'll go to stickers, right? After selecting it, this will be selected automatically. This white sticker will be selected automatically. So I'll just leave it over here, tap an empty area in my working space, and the sticker will be deselected. After that, I'll tap on it again to select it. So after tapping on it, I'll go to color, enable the color, and I'll give it a black coloration, right? And I'll bring it down like this, reduce the size a little bit, make sure it fits perfectly beneath my birthday flyer design, right? So I just have to reduce the opacity of it a little bit. Good. And after this, I have to go ahead and import the second resource. Right, so this is what I'll be using. This is a PNG I actually downloaded from Google directly without having to use any specific website. So maybe if you want me to show you how to do this using Google directly without you going to any special website, let me know, and I'll make a video on how to download all this kind of PNG directly from Google without having to stress out. Right, so after this, you just tap on a check mark, and since the image is a square sized image, I'll just use the relative size tool to keep it fit like this. And after that, I'll have to send it to the back of the design and also reduce the opacity of it a little bit. Let's say something like this, and I'll tap on a check mark, and I'll go ahead and change the background color to something like the orange that we used earlier on. So having put it over here, we can now push up our shadow effect. So good, this is how our shadow effect will be looking, right? So this is pretty much cool, and this is something that you can actually do without having to struggle. Good, so this is it. Pretty much simple birthday flyer that you can design in your Pixel Lab in few minutes. Good. Someone who wants to watch more videos or who wants to boost up your creativity with more birthday design tutorials, then you have to probably check out the video showing on your screen right now. And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bless up.